999. What's your emergency? I need to report a crime. Send the police quickly. Someone is trying to hurt me. I've been stabbed. Someone stabbed me. Who is it? I don't know. I just got home and was attacked from behind. He stabbed me. What should I do? He stabbed me. Stay calm. Where are you right now? I'll send someone to help you. I'm at a small apartment on Church Road. Hurry, he's right outside my room. He's trying to break in. All right, help is on the way. You said the person who loves you is just outside the room. He's trying to get in. I hear him pacing outside. Go away. I've already called the police. They're on their way right now. You need to come out with me. Stay away from me. Please hurry. I can hear him laughing outside. He's going to kill me. All right, stay calm. You said you're in the room. Are you safe right now? Is the door locked? Yes, it's locked. But I don't know if it will hold. All right, help is on the way. Stay on the line with me. Can you tell me where you're injured? He has a knife. He stabbed me with it. Please, hurry. I'm so scared. All right. What's your name? Emma. My name is Emma. All right, Emma, are you still bleeding? Where exactly are you hurt? Yes, I'm still bleeding. But it doesn't hurt, it's just bleeding non-stop. So much blood. Shouldn't it hurt by now? It's coming out of me here. From between my ribs. There's a hole between my ribs. He stabbed me. He stabbed me. The police and ambulance are on their way. Stay on the line with me. Can you still hear anything outside your room? No, it's very quiet now. Please hurry. I don't want to die. You won't die. They're almost there. Help is coming. I don't hear anything. I'm losing a lot of snow. Oh my God, so much snow. Snow, they're almost there. Tell me what happened. You have to help me. Please. I don't want to die. We're on our way. Tell me what happened. What happened? I don't know. I just got home. I felt someone punch me. I turned around and saw him. He had a knife and was laughing. What did he look like? I don't know. I was too scared. I ran, but he came in too. I can't hear anything outside. He wants to kill me. I'm going to die soon. You won't die. Rescue is only minutes away. Keep talking to me, okay? All right. Can you hear anything outside now? No, it's very quiet. Really quiet. Emma, please stay on the line with me. I just received word. The rescue team has arrived. Can you see their lights through the window? Emma, they're here. They'll help you. It's too quiet. I can't hear anything. Why doesn't it hurt? I've been stabbed. There's so much blood, but I don't feel anything. Why don't I feel pain? Can you see the lights? The police told me they've arrived. I can't see clearly. My eyes feel strange. You live by the church. North of town. It's so quiet here. My eyes. I can't see clearly anymore. I feel so cold. Is it Church Street? I haven't seen my parents all week. I want to see them. Emma, do you live on Church Street, north of town? I live on Church Street, in the town south of here. The line went silent. Emma never responded again. It was later discovered that the dispatcher made a mistake. The police were sent to the wrong address. In London, England, there are 2 streets named Church Street, and the police went to the wrong one. By the time they arrived at Emma's home, they found her. She was still holding her phone. Her eyes were wide open, filled with fear. They were too late. Emma was pronounced dead on the scene due to her injuries. To find the perpetrator, the police conducted a lengthy investigation, but no evidence was found at the scene. Emma Lewis's murder case remains unsolved to this day. One day, I went to visit my girlfriend. I noticed a pale, gaunt man standing on the second floor of her house, staring at me. I grew up in New York City, USA. Since I was an ordinary-looking guy, and because of that, I didn't have a girlfriend until I was 19. I decided to try my luck on a dating app. At first, no one really noticed me. But 3 months later, a girl named Xiaohua messaged me. She was so beautiful that at first I thought there must be a mistake. I figured it was a glitch in the system. But then, 3 days later, she sent me another message. At that point, I thought, if this was a glitch, it wouldn't happen again. But she messaged me once more, out of curiosity. I replied to her message and checked her profile. After reading it, I realized she wasn't a bot. A real girl had actually messaged me. We started chatting regularly. After over a month of talking, she invited me to visit her. At first, I was hesitant because it was an 8-hour drive to her place. But I really liked her and wanted to meet her. After some convincing, I finally agreed to drive to her house. I had no doubts about her, because we had video chats every week, and we'd talk on the phone most of the time. I felt lucky to have met her. While driving to her place, she kept texting me, asking where I was. She seemed worried I wouldn't come. Sometimes, I couldn't reply immediately, and after 30 minutes, I'd find a bunch of messages from her. I figured she was just nervous, as was I, because she wasn't good at giving directions. I spent a long time finding her place. I had to drive through a forest, gravel roads, and muddy paths to finally reach a strange-looking house. It was already noon by the time I arrived. One of the second-floor windows was boarded up, but there was the red car Xiaohua had mentioned parked in front. I figured I had found the right place. I texted her that I had arrived, and she replied with a smiley face. As I got out of the car to knock on the door, I noticed someone standing at the second floor window, watching me. I felt a chill down my spine, but then I thought it might just be her dad. She had mentioned before that her dad sometimes stayed over at her house. So I didn't think much of it and knocked on the door. She opened it with a smile and even gave me a quick kiss. I was surprised and happy. We went inside and sat on the couch to chat. I asked, "Why didn't you tell me your dad was home?" Xiaohua looked confused and surprised. She said, "My dad's not here." I thought she was joking. I said, "Don't joke. I just saw him standing by the second floor window. He was looking right at me." Xiaohua's face turned pale, and she frantically said, "We need to leave." Once we got into the car, I asked her what was wrong. She nervously replied, "My dad's not home. I'm the only one in the house." That's when I realized someone had broken in. That person must have been upstairs in her house. I was both surprised and happy. Then, I followed her inside. We sat on the couch and chatted. After a while, I asked, "Why didn't you tell me your dad was home?" Xiaohu looked surprised. She said with a confused expression, "My dad isn't here." I thought she was joking. I said, "Don't joke with me. I just saw him standing by the second floor window. He was looking right at me." Xiaowai's face suddenly went pale, and she frantically said, "We need to get out of here." After we got into the car, I asked her what was wrong. She, still shaken, replied, "My dad's not home. I'm the only one in the house." That's when I realized someone had broken into her house. So I immediately called the police. As I was giving the police Xiaohu's address, Xiaohu gasped and frantically pointed at the window where I had seen the man. I looked over and saw the man standing at the window, watching us. This time, I got a clearer look at him. He was an older, frail-looking man. He seemed like he was starving, like he hadn't eaten in a very long time. When he saw us looking at him, he quickly hid away. After that, Xiaohua cried, blaming herself for not locking the door properly. About 30 minutes later, the police arrived. When they arrived, they asked us a few questions. One officer stayed with Xiaohua and me to question us, while 2 other officers went into the house to search for the man. After a while, they came back and told us. We didn't find anyone, but the back door was open. It's possible someone ran out of the house and into the woods. After making sure no one else was in the house, the police left. But Xiaohua was too scared to stay in the house alone. She asked me to stay with her. I agreed. Since the man had been hiding in Xiaohua's bedroom, watching us, we didn't want to stay there. So, we decided to sleep on the couch downstairs. Xiaohu's even brought out a hunting rifle her dad gave her, though she had never used it. I was startled. I nervously said, "There's no need for a gun. The man is already gone." But Xiaohui felt safer holding it, so I didn't say anything more. That night, I was still watching TV, but Xiaohua had already fallen asleep. Suddenly, I heard the sound of a door handle turning in the kitchen. I gathered my courage and went into the kitchen, turning on the light. I pointed the gun at the back door. The man who had broken into Xiaowai's house was standing outside the glass door. Thankfully, we had locked the door, so he couldn't get in. The man was startled at first, and once he realized what happened, he immediately ran back into the woods. I woke Xiaohua up and told her what had just happened. We called the police again. When the police arrived, they searched the woods, but didn't find anyone again. They advised us not to stay there for the night. Shall we plan to stay at a friend's house? and I was going to head home. After Xiao Wei left, I got ready to drive home. While I was on the phone with my brother, telling him what had happened that day, I turned on my car's headlights. The lights shone on the house, and I saw the man standing in the corner, watching me. I immediately drove away without calling the police, because I knew he would find a way to escape again and hide in Xiao Wei's house. I texted Xiao Wei, and she said she would call the police later. Since then, Xiao Wei has never dared to stay home alone, and the man has never appeared again. I work at a crematorium. Today, I found a person still alive in the incinerator. I work at a crematorium in the United States. It's not exactly an appealing job, but it pays the bills. That's what matters most. Besides, working there isn't too painful. I've never been good at socializing, so I don't have to deal with many people here. At least, not with the living. And to be honest, my job isn't much different from sorting documents in an office. You need to check the tags on the bodies, make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Put one body in and clean the other machines. Put in another body and collect the ashes. Make sure they can be provided to the grieving families. Of course, I must admit, sometimes it's a bit more disgusting than working in an office, especially when a body is severely decomposed or when dealing with dismembered medical cadavers. That's always a mess. But I adapted quickly. I've grown numb to many things. The smell of burning flesh, the human ashes on my clothes, and the fact that for the past few years, I've been inhaling the breath of the dead. Most of the time, one or two people are working with me. My supervisor and another person assisting with the cremation. We usually work in shifts, but occasionally our times overlap. However, I do find myself working alone from time to time, but to be honest, I prefer working alone. I'm strong enough to lift most of the bodies we receive, so I have no problem doing it alone. Until recently, I hadn't encountered any trouble. But in the end, something happened that made me resign from the spot. At the time, I was working alone. We had 5 bodies to cremate. 3 machines are available. I had already put 2 bodies in the machines and was waiting for them to finish. Cremating a body takes about 2 hours. And even after 2 hours, it might not be completely burned. Some spine, large bones, and parts of the brain may remain. At that moment, I heard a sound. I was preparing the 3rd body for the 3rd machine. I had never heard a sound like that before. Here's the thing. Bodies make sounds when they burn. Maybe a gurgle, or perhaps a hiss. It could even be a crackling sound. These are just the sounds of gases escaping from the body. It's a part of the decomposition process that no one mentions, but I had grown used to ignoring those sounds. As I mentioned before, I've become numb to many things, but in all my time burning bodies, I had never once heard a scream. I once heard the legend of screaming corpses. It was just a horror story people told each other, but I had never encountered one. I thought so until the day I heard the scream. To make death seem terrifying. So until the day I heard the scream, I thought it came from outside. I stepped back a bit, thinking maybe something happened out on the street. But the further I got from the machine, the weaker the scream became. It couldn't possibly be coming from the street. It had to be coming from some machine. My attention turned to the 2 corpses I had put in, and as I listened closely, I could discern that faint scream was coming from inside. To be honest, this didn't scare me. Instead, it piqued my interest, because I had never heard a corpse make such a sound before. I checked the ID card I took from the corpse I'd put in. The name was Phyllis Dunn. She was an elderly lady who came in yesterday. I had placed her on the conveyor belt and sent her into the machine 45 minutes ago. Her weight was under 100 pounds, and she was dead. Phyllis seemed to have died from a fall, with a serious wound on one side of her head, and she had been dead for a while. Her body hadn't completely decayed. This was strange. I didn't expect someone like her to make such a sound. It shouldn't be anything, right? I thought I'd inform the director, thinking the scream would stop soon. I figured maybe it was just air escaping from her lungs. Who could say for sure? I went back to the 3rd machine to finish preparing the body, hoping I could rest a bit while waiting for the other bodies to finish. I was almost done. As I was about to press the button to send the last corpse into the machine, I heard another sound I had never heard before. It was someone knocking from inside the machine. I paused, then returned to Phyllis Dunn's machine. She had been inside for about an hour now. Her body should have been nothing more than a charred skeleton. I could see the shape of a corpse through the flames, but I wasn't sure if it was moving. I thought to myself, it definitely couldn't be moving. Phyllis was already dead. Unless perhaps it was some kind of nerve spasm, or maybe the machine itself malfunctioned. Then the sounds came again. I saw the machine suddenly shake violently. The scream sounded again, but it was drowned out by the noise from inside the machine. But it was clear it was Phyllis making it. I stepped back, starting to feel a bit uneasy. The roaring flames made it hard to tell, but I could swear the corpse was really moving. No, it must just be my imagination. How could a corpse move?